into the, you would say, the latest upgrade version, which is the version of Healy Resonance or Healy Advisor Resonance app, which is the second app. And I will mirror my screen right now from my mobile phone so that you have a chance to see what I'm doing. Okay, let me see if I can get that running. There you go. I guess now you should see. Huh? Frank, do you see this? Yeah. Cool. Okay, very good. Yeah, so that is that's the interface of my mobile phone. And yeah, you have two options. You have resonance analysis, you have the aura analysis. We are working right now in the metaphysical area. Marcus already explained it is not approved by science so far, but I want to give you a good analogy how you might be able to understand the information field. It's just an analogy, but if you compare the information field, let's say, to the internet, the internet is also a field you cannot really perceive with your senses. Although there's a hotspot over there, you cannot see the internet coming out of any hardware. However, if you have a hardware like your smartphone or your laptop, you can make the result visible on the screen. So in the same way, the information field is also a field which we usually cannot perceive with our senses. Still, whenever you have certain devices, such as the Healy, or such as a time buffer device, which is the professional unit, then you can make the content visible, and you can, like an antenna, can download, and at the same time you can upload information back into the information field. Like when I'm here in Germany and I download a certain document, I can download the same document simultaneously in China or wherever I am on the world. So I have access simultaneously at all access points, so to say. So in the same way, the information field, if you have a certain device which is granting you access, you can upload and download relevant information wherever you are, basically. So let's start with first a resonance analysis. Healy is connected. I usually choose myself as a client, so I'm an open book a little bit, because, yeah, it's the best example, usually. Before, of course, you put in yourself as a client, you have a photo of yourself, you put in the Healy into your right palm, and you record a personal vibration pattern, you know all that. This is how you added a profile. And once you are in, you can run on that resonance module, you can actually run these two analyses. Either you can check your chakra system in the information field, or you can do an analysis of all the databases. Databases we have, let's say, around 500, 600, 700 in amount. So, and they're structured in certain categories. I'll come to that. However, the focus, as you see, is fixed. The focus is set here. And the focus is with what do I have the highest resonance right now? You might have experienced the phenomenon that if you do an analysis 3 hours later, the results will change. There is something we call observer effect in quantum physics, which is actually prohibiting that you get the same result 2 times. Because time buffer or Healy, now we're talking about Healy obviously, is not connected right now with any cables to me. I'm not connected physically to the machine. So what connects me to the device and to the field is actually my consciousness. And Marcus said this already, we are consciousness, and in quantum physics, there's this one big question: how can consciousness influence material processes? So with Healy, we want to experience, or let's say Healy works the best if we are very clear and single-minded and pointed in our consciousness. Basically, if we have a good mental meditation. So the focus is written in here, but besides what is written in your app, you actually should have a strong mental focus, because this little focus window is actually supporting our mental focus we should have while we do the analysis. Because consciousness as a key is what connects me right now to my field using the Healy as a transmission tool. So therefore, also, when you do the analysis, but I come to that, okay, let's first choose the database. As you see, you have around 500 databases you can choose. Bach flowers. I'm right now using this Materia Medica because it's a very profound, it's the third one from above. It's a very profound database. And you see, it just shows me, okay, that's the database. And now I should have my finger on the screen. And you could ask, is it really necessary to have a finger on the screen? Does the screen read anything, or does Healy? No, actually not. It's only there again to focus you, to bring your focus to what you do right now. And with Healy, it's just one example. It's in all different areas in life that we should focus on what we are actually doing. And specifically, if we work with a very subtle metaphysical dimensions, such as the information field, we should be very attentive to our mental focus, to where our consciousness is at. So therefore, it is very important that we tune in, we focus. We're not just doing an analysis, then we throw the phone, then we still write an email, or we're being distracted somehow or other. We should try to really mentally focus, because the stronger our meditation is while we do the analysis, the more precise the results will be according to the current situation of your client or of yourself, right? So that's a result. That's a first result. You see, these are, you could say, digital homeopathic remedies, or digital homeopathic list entries. You usually have around 3 to 5 list entries, and they are sorted by relevance descending order. You see, it's 70% of the chamomile. Oh, it's a chamomile. I had that today, actually. I had that in the last webinar as well. So it's supposedly, it is something I really need. The first thing you should really do here is to read through, because this is an analysis of your current situation, and you should feel, where do you go in resonance with what is written there? Where in life, you should be honest and self-reflecting to be able to see where is that true in my life? And you see there are certain things in as, anger, there are certain other things like certain unattentive manners and demands. So it tells something about myself, and not just about myself, probably also about yourself. So the first part is to really be honest to yourself and to realize, okay, where do I go in resonance with the results? So 70%, that's the highest relevance. The next one is on 64%, and then it goes down 64, and so on, and then 60%. So you could say, you could read through all of them. However, the one with highest relevance is what you need at the present moment the most. This is what is most important for you right now. So let's say, also, if there is a need, then the results will be very precise. If there's no real need and you're just playing around, see what the app can do, see what the Healys do, it's all right, you can do that, but don't make Healy responsible for the preciseness of the results. Because if there is a need, again, consciousness is over matter. If there's a need, then Healy will respond according to the highest need present in the field, and then you will have results where you can really identify yourself with, and where you can really feel like, oh yeah, that's it, that's really me. I can really see that very clearly. So that's the first one. You want to check the outcome. However, if you have chamomile, let's say as an essential oil, you might even use this to physically supplement what comes out as a result with Healy. So if you have a chamomile oil, essential oil, or if you even have a herb, you have the herbal, the mother tincture of chamomile, you can also use that to physically supplement whatever comes out here as a result. It's optional. It's not recommended, but it's optional. You can always combine several layers and spheres of reality, so to say. So you can use whatever comes out here from the information field, but you can also, if you have a physical essential oil, use that to support yourself on that level also. You want to balance yourself on all different levels, so you can also supplement from physical remedies, like that. However, Healy has, now we are going back into the field, has an option where you can send the pattern of that digital homeopathic remedy or back into your information field. So if you go on actions down here, you can, of course, you can save it as a PDF, you can send it via all your messages to all your friends. But if you go on vibrate, then this is what we want to do. You want to vibrate the results, the patterns of the results back into the field. And now this is the other way. Remember, I said the antenna can do both. It can send and receive. So now we want to just, doing it very shortly for 17 seconds. Now we want to vibrate my information field with what we have as analysis results. So that is the other part. That's the other way. You can remember the analogy with the internet. You can download, but you can also upload. So in the same way, we did the download by doing the analysis. Now we do the upload. We want to send the results back to balance those courses back in the information field. So now a question could come up like, how long do I do the balancing? You guys have there, whatever, 8 hours, 4 hours, something like this. What is practical? And that is a decent question. So therefore, I have prepared something for you. Maybe I switch to that PowerPoint. You can see this, Frank? Yeah. Should be able to see that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is a bit of a transmission guideline, which I want to give you, just so that you see you can also use more scientific, the way you use Healy in the sending mode or in the balancing, the broadcasting mode. So basically, if you have an issue which is currently occurring, which is an active issue, basically, which came up right now, then you would have more frequent but short stimulations. So have 6 to 8 times stimulations for, let's say, 37 seconds per stimulation. That means you have one result list from your Healy, and you stimulate that one result list 6 to 8 times a day, each time 37 seconds. And you do this all the way until you have an improvement. It can be after a week, it can be after 3 months. But usually if it's something which comes up quick, you usually also can work down that issue quicker than something which is longer lasting. However, one example would be a stressful event. You all know if you have a stressful day at work, that is an active issue. That is when you want to use the currently occurring sending schedule. However, on the other side, you have more long-lasting situations in life. Let's say you have a long-lasting stress level. You know, there's some mobbing going on in your working place, and people are, your colleagues are being mean, and that goes on for weeks, months, or even years. So then the guideline would be that you have less frequent sendings, less frequent balancings, but you have longer in terms of the transmission time. So then we would have the interval of 2 minutes and 49 seconds. So you would have 2 to 3 times a day, but you would have it 2 minutes and 49 seconds. So it's less frequent, but longer stimulation, and about 1 month in total duration. And then you should see there should be some changings like this. This is just a rough overview. Of course, there are many gray, zones in between, and some things take longer and some things, take less long. And also, as I said, for some things you or your clients or friends have, you might find the right, let's say, approach. So that is also, there's also an experience factor, an experience parameter in it. And I am gladly inviting you to go that way, definitely. So that will be one. That will be just in terms of, let me see, I'm back right here. So, but if we come back to our, Healy, 1 second, I'm going in. We almost cracked the 1,000 participants, but we're still missing a few,
Well, at one point we crossed the 1,000.
Really?
But maybe let me just, while you upload the show the resonance analysis on the program level.
Yeah.
Just a quick information. The Healy Academy for the US was on there. This was not a technical issue. There was a human error. Somebody deleted this for the United States access. I was promised this will be up and running again on Monday. And in the Healy Academy back office, you actually have small videos of
Yeah.
my dear colleague here, Muni, who explains step by step how to download the app, about how to use the master key, about how to do a resonance analysis. And there is also a very, I would say, a little longer webinar from the two of us, mainly from you, Muni, of course, about the resonance analysis in general, 1.5, 2 hours, where you have in-depth explanation how it works and what to do with it and how to work it. So I recommend you to get in here and check for this.
Yeah, very good. There are also small little training video clips regarding the Heal Advisor app and also the Healy Watch. So it is all, I guess, back in your Healy Academy that you can watch. And right now we are, because the apps are constantly further developed, so therefore also some videos, they have to be renewed and some are taking out and new videos are in. It's a dynamic process. Since we are starting all over the world, some challenges are there, but also it's dynamic. We quickly respond to the needs. Good. So let me go into the other part, which we call the aura analysis. Aura analysis in the information field, which means I'm taking myself again as the active client, and then I'm recording the aura. You probably are familiar with the 7 chakra system, which is more related to the Indian philosophy. However, that is the first view you have regarding the chakras. But if you click on the upper right corner, you have a bar chart, and the bar chart is actually more, you would say, it tells you more. Naturally, the lowest chakras will be marked, and you see this, they are ticked. You can also untick them like this. You can take it off, and you can just have the lowest chakra, let's say. The total energy is not exactly the average, but the total energy is according to your subjective feeling. It obviously goes up to 100, like 100% would be optimal, but not many people, and not myself included, we are on a 100% on all the chakras. So the chakra system is a bit of a fluid system, and it changes during the day, it changes during the hours, it changes during our social contacts. So I remember my last aura check, that was more related to the throat chakra, that was not so strong, but there I was also talking a lot on end. And now you see it's the solar plexus chakra, which is a bit lower in energy right now, on 64%. So that has been marked. However, if you're not familiar with the 7 chakra system, if you go on interpretation, you will find a very good, right now it's related to the solar plexus chakra, you will find a very good description of what the chakras stand for. Like, what are the organs related? What are the emotions related? What are the tones, the frequencies, the colors? What are, different, like even affirmation. So you can read through that. This is very much recommendable that you read through, especially if you are not very familiar with the chakra system. If you are, you can maybe send this as a PDF to your friends so that they read about it. But the next step really would be that you do a deeper analysis in the 1 or 2 or 3 lowest chakras, which came up by the analysis. So I have marked solar plexus right now. Next step is start the analysis. And as you can imagine, now Healy is again tapping into my field and is finding in the information field courses which can be responsible for the solar plexus chakra being lower in energy than I would want it presently right now. So again, you read through, you have certain amount of entries, you read through them, and you see again, where do I go in resonance with what is written there? That's the first one. You see the highest is on 93%, and the next one is on 84%. There is a gap in percentage, and the gap in percentage can indicate that you're only dealing right now maybe with the highest ones, because this on 93% is most relevant. So you read through, and of course you can again vibrate this back into your field. For, remember I said, if it's a something which is active right now, or something which is long lasting, you have that already since weeks or months, you go by the sending guideline which I was showing you. So you can do that. However, here we have two other parameters. And you see, just right side of the relevance, we have what we call the intensity. So the intensity goes from 1 to 10. And here you see the first one is on 7, the next one is on intensity of 3, like that one here. So what does the intensity tell you? The intensity is actually a parameter which tells you how much do you need to be confronted with what is written there. Yeah. So an intensity of 10 means like you can quite strongly confront that person, or in that case, myself, with what is written there. However, if it's an intensity of 1 or 2, a slight trace is only left, and a weak impulse is sufficient with the information given at that place. Yeah.
Mooney, could you do me a favor? Can you go also into the an analysis for all the Healy programs?
Yeah, that we will do also. Okay, just to wrap it up, the last parameter is the homeopathic potency. I'm inviting you to watch that webinar we have, because there I'm clearly going deeper with the potencies like this. Good. But to live up to your desire, I will come into an analysis of which Healy frequency programs you should use. And there is, in the resonance analysis, in that module, if you, again, I take myself, if you scroll all the way down in the databases, you will find at the very last end, we have all the Healy programs. And you see in brackets, you have a 16, which means there are all the categories in. So if I go on that and then I start the analysis, put the finger on, stay focused, then you will have a result with the category of which Healy program I would need right now. So it's learning programs. Remember, Frank, we had that. So it's still, there is quite something in the learning area. So you see, it's Healy learning programs. That is highest with 84% relevance. So now I go back, I do the same resonance analysis for myself, and now I'm going into the learning program category, which is this one with nine suitable programs. And now I'm doing a more specific, deeper analysis. Which program do I exactly need right now? And so that is a way to interact or combine your Healy with your Healy resonance, both apps. So now you see the program with highest relevance on 68% is learning systemic. This abbreviation SYST actually means, and that is also probably the one I'm doing right now.
Well, thank you very much, Mooney, because obviously concentrating and learning and all this kind is related to you have been on the third webinar today, I guess.
It was the third one.
Okay. Back Office Academy, this will be solved over the weekend, so you will have access to all this content from Mooney, videos, webinars, and so forth. So enjoy going through this, because he gives really great insights into the resonance analysis, aura analysis, and all these great modules we have. So thank you, Mooney, at this